Season 20 has just begun, and let's take a look at all the gameplay changes and compare them to last season. So I'm going to start off with this one because I just tested it out. The brand new Storm Sickness, which will kill you if you stay in the storm for too long. It takes 4.5 minutes of being in the storm before this pops up on your screen, which gives you 1 minute to get back in the ring. So this should not be a problem for any of you guys. 4.5 minutes is a very long time. You only are going to be in the storm that long if you're ratting. If you get caught off guard by the storm, you're going to have plenty of time to get back into the ring. So it's 5.5 minutes in total before you just get killed and wiped out of the game. But I thought I had to test that for you guys so that you don't have to panic every time you get stuck in a team fight that takes place out of the zone. Now, before we jump into all of the nerfs and buffs and the comparison from last season, there are a few things that you might notice as soon as you get into Season 20. First of all, the store looks completely different. I'm not going to talk much about this because this is obviously just cosmetic based. It's a new store. The design looks a little bit better, but it kind of looks pretty janky. It's kind of hard to read some of the things. So I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this, but it is what it is. Also, a small little Easter egg for you. Revenant now has red eyes on his original skin. In game, you can see he has red eyes, and his menu icon also has red eyes to signify, of course, that the kill code was activated, and hopefully that gets resolved one day. Also, if you want to start your challenges towards getting that free Flatline skin, there are 2 free items you can gift right now in the store. You just have to kind of scroll down and find them here. Just gift both of these items to someone who is in your friends list, and you'll get 2 out of 6. And all you have to do is wait every 2 weeks. There'll be another free item to gift to get that challenge done. But let's take a look at some of the gameplay changes, shall we? So starting off with Ballistic, his weapon Sling now gives any weapon in there gray attachment. So before, you had absolutely nothing on your weapon, but now if you equip a weapon to your Sling, you'll get all white attachments such as barrels, laser sights, and you also get a scope. But what's interesting is it's different for each weapon. So most weapons will just get the HCOG gray 1-time scope. However, some weapons such as snipers will get a 2-time scope on them. I noticed the Peacekeeper didn't get any scope on it, which was a little bit weird. So that is a nice addition. Just to be able to have that 1-time scope on a lot of weapons is good. The only problem is you can't take the scope off. So if you do have a weapon that you don't like the 1-time scope on, that does kind of suck. What I found funny was the triple take takes a 1-time scope instead of a 2x. But yeah, a bunch of the snipers like the Sentinel will have a 2x HCOG, which is quite a nice addition. Also, his ultimate now affects your friends within 90 meters. Anyway, moving on, we have Catalyst Wall, which has a crazy nerf. Here you can see a comparison. Last season, the wall was much longer and it lasted a longer amount of time. And as you can see the comparison, it's such a short wall now. This is horrible. But it's ironic because Catalyst now has perks that basically make her wall back to what it was before. And even with the perk equipped, the wall only lasts 20 seconds compared to its old 25 seconds. So yeah, overall, this is the Catalyst nerf that you can see here, and it is quite horrific. We also have the Conduit nerf, which you can see in practice. Her heal rate with her tactical has been reduced quite a lot, so you can see that there. The comparison shows it off for you. Now, the shields do last the same amount of time. They just take longer to heal. Also, if you do place her ultimate in a confined area, like you can see here, more of the Titan batteries will break, and this is a nerf because it means that the opponent doesn't have to destroy as many of the batteries, but I think this is just fair for everyone. As you can see before, 4 of the batteries stayed, whereas now only 2 of the batteries stayed in this exact area. So watch out for that if you are playing Conduit. Next up, we have Crypto, who can now go into his drone faster and recall his drone faster. I'll put up a comparison once again. Honestly, it is a pretty noticeable difference. It's not insane. It's not like instant, but it is definitely much faster, which is just a nice buff to all Crypto players. And I thought, why not show you the new perk that increases his ultimate radius by 25%. As you can see in the firing range, it covers a huge amount of area. So even though it's not a 50% increase and it's only a 25% increase in this perk, it's still an incredibly huge ult. And I think you're going to see quite a few more Crypto players this season trying out his new buffs and his new perks. Lifeline also gets an improvement to her care package. If you have a purple backpack, knockdown shield, and helmet, then there's a 50-50 chance that Lifeline's care package will drop one of those gold variants, which is going to be really powerful this season. I mean, the knockdown shield's going to be so good at reviving teammates with more health, especially if you pair it with one of the perks that already gives you even more health. Also, the gold helmet is going to be huge at giving you a super cooldown reduction if you have perks that also reduce your cooldown. Now, if you don't have a purple backpack, knockdown shield, or helmet, there'll be a 50-50 chance that the ultimate will give you one of those in purple as well. So you can really quickly get gold level equipment with Lifeline this season. Then we have Maggie. Of course, her ultimate saw a buff. Instead of just exploding when it first hits an enemy like this, it carries on and goes past the enemy and keeps bouncing for a long time until it hits someone else or until it runs out. And this is really good because if you hit an enemy, then you'll still have all of the speed boost after it as well. So if you want to, you know, get the knock, or maybe you can't get the knock, you can still use her speed to keep going past them, which is really nice for rotations and just in team fights in general. And also it means you can hit 2 people. You can't stun the same person with the Maggie Ball twice, but that's about that. Also, here's her first perk, which explodes after the Maggie Ball has sort of overcharged up, which is going to be a pain in the ass. We then have the 30-30 repeater changes. I'll try and show these as best I can. Basically, the ammo capacity has been decreased quite a lot when you have the different extended mags inside of it. Its base damage was reduced to 39 from 42. The Skull Piercer gives it slightly less damage. Also, you no longer load 2 ammo per reload. You only load in 1 bullet at a time. So it's going to be much slower at reloading, which is a shame. Now, if you reload more than 3 shells in a row, then the reload speed slightly increases for the rest of the reload. So if you have an empty 30-30 and you keep reloading, then it will sort of speed up. So it's a little bit better, but you don't really see that. Then we have the EVA 8. The care package EVA 8 is absolutely crazy. I'm just going to show this clip right here. I mean, this already is just insane. Also, the shotgun bolt now reloads 2 ammo instead of 1 when you slide with the EVA 8, which is just insane. You're never going to have to reload this thing. You can absolutely shred, just slide away, and you'll have more bullets to go again. So yeah, that's going to be incredible. The wingman is also still in the care package for anyone wondering. We also have the Hemlock changes, which again, pretty simple. Damage has been reduced by 1. It's not much of a change. I tried to show some of these spread, but it was kind of hard to even show that. They're not crazy changes, so don't really worry about them. The L-Star can no longer equip a barrel. The R99 ADS recoil has been changed. If you can see the difference here, let me know. It's not a crazy difference. Also, the R301 hipfire spread has been reduced. Again, I can't really tell the difference there. Asher's perk that gives her 2 tactical charges actually does let you throw them basically straight after one another. I know that in some of the early gameplay it was glitched and you couldn't do this, so I thought I'd share that with you. So if you're ever fighting an Ashe, be careful, she might be able to double arc snare you. Also, Lifeline's perk that gives her a self-revive looks like this, and it does only last once. So after you've seen a Lifeline use her self-revive once, then don't worry, she can't use it again. Of course, if you are playing Lifeline, that kind of sucks. But there you go, those are all of the gameplay changes for the Legends in terms of nerfs and buffs. The brand new Evo system is great. Being able to get perks and experiment with those is going to be a blast. So I don't want to make this video any longer. Just go and play Season 20. What are you doing watching videos? Just go and play and have fun, because this is going to be one of the most fun seasons in a while. So I'm going to let you have fun and enjoy the rest of your day.